Hello and welcome to the Home and Learn video course for VisualBasic.net. I'm Kenny Carney and we're continuing with our class, student exams. We've added field variables, constructor, we've got a property there, function overloading, polymorphism we did in the previous lesson. We're going to add another property. We'll do this one, which is the VB, the two-letter code, and we want to convert that to the name of a rail course like VisualBasic.net, or that might be JV. We'll convert that to Java, which means we need another property. Why should we add this one? Let me have some space here. First of all, I'm going to pause the video and copy and paste a function in. Right, so I've just pasted this function in, which is called getExamFullName. It's going to accept an exam code, which is that two-letter code, the VB you've seen, and then it will say if exam code equals VB, let's uppercase that one, exam name equals VisualBasic.net, and that exam name, that's one of our field variables, exam name there. Right, so that will place something inside of there. Else if exam code equals JV, C#, PH, and whatever is that two-letter code, and we're returning an exam name. I've added an else part just in case anything goes wrong. We've got unknown there. Right, so that's a getExamFullName function. Now we need another property. Property, which you've seen before. Public property. Yep, that one. We'll call it ExamFullName. ExamFullName. Right, it's going to be running that there as string. And getters and setters. I need these ones. Let me add some space there. Right, so the set value, this is going to be the two-letter code, so I'm going to do exam code, which is one of our field variables at the top, and that's going to be that value, that one. Right, so when we set the property, it's going in here, and in there, and it'll end up in an exam code, which is this field variable here. So we need to pass that over to the function. This is going to be the get, so when we get the value back out, and we could actually just do this. I don't need a great deal of code, I'll just have a single line, return. I'm going to do the name of that, getExamFullName, then exam code. Right, so it's just a single line, which you can do in your own code. You've got the return value, and you've got the function just to the right of that one. So it's going to execute this function, and it's going to return value, the string value there. I'm passing it over the exam code, which ends up in here, and it's going to decide which of those two it is, which two-letter code it is in here. Then it will go through all these, if, else if, whichever one it finds, it places it in here, return exam name, which gets returned here. So let's go back to the form. Let's try and use this one. That was the name of the student, wasn't it? And to use this one, it's exactly the same as before. We've got our new student, and we want a dot for the property. ExamFullName, that's the one we want, equals, and let me put two-letter code VB. I did them all in uppercase, didn't I? Should have converted in the code, never mind. Well, let's have another variable, dim. Let's have a look. I'll just put ename for exam name as string, and I can do equal sign there. This time, I'm a new student, in the dot, exam full name, which is that one. Right, I hope you understand that one. So we're using the property which we set up there, to the left of it, the equal sign. So we're assigning a property, assigning a value rather, to the property, which is VB. Then we'll get something back here, exam name, and we'll store it in ename. Let me reuse this one. This name, and I'll have a VB new line. VB new line. And that ename, that exam name, that's the 7. And ename, yeah, I think that should be it. Yeah, passing the VB over, and I'm hoping it's going to get the full exam name. Fingers crossed. And there it is. So Kenny Carney, that was the first property we used. VisualBasic.net. That's that one. Let me try a different code. What else did I have? Did I have C#? You should see C#.net. Let me try JV. See if that one works. Come on. Let me see if I just did. Yeah. J#. There's no like. I don't think there's a language called J#. But what does it? Because it doesn't crash, does it? Unknown. That's the default we had. Unknown. So that's okay. Now I'm going to set you an exercise. I want you to do this exercise. Set up a property that converts a score to a letter grade, like A, B, C, D, or E. In other words, if we go back to here, I had this at the top, didn't I? Yeah, so you might want to pass in that 50, and it's going to convert it to a letter grade, like A, B, C, D, or E. And I want you to display the results in a message box down here. So for this property, you might pass in a value of 50 here, and you want to read it back out there. So if you do that exercise, you can pause the video, and I will show you the solution that I've come up with. Right, I hope you did that exercise, but here is the solution. So I've got a new function here, private function, get grade from score, I called mine. I'm passing it over a value, a score, in that variable. Right, then I've set up my variable, the grade string. That first line, you may not have got that first line, because this A score, it's going to be a string, right? That's a string, so you need to convert it to a number, and you can do that with val. So that will convert a string to a number, and then you can check whether it is a number, if it is numeric. So if that's a number, then we can do all this if statement. And I'm saying if a score is greater than or equal to 0 and a score is less than or equal to 10, then the grade is an E. And I've got lots of else if statements. I'm just doing the same thing but different values. 11 and 20, between 21 and 30. I just went up to the maximum score of 50. You might have went up to 100 and had different grades. For example, you could do 0 to 20 if you want. But I've added an else part of the grade equals exam score. And that exam score, that is the one at the top. Exam score, that's the default, no score. So I put that one in there, and for my property, there it is. Quite simple. Exam score. Alright. So if I want to set a property, it's going to end up in exam score, the field variable at the top. And again, to get out the exam grade, we're calling the function there. Get grade from score, exam score. And if we go back to the code, how to use it, new student, that's my object, my property, convert score to grade, handing it over a value of 50, and I'm getting something out of that, convert score to grade, which is the letter grade. And then for the message box, got my message box there. That's the grade. I've got the name there. This name. Let me try it out. See if it works. Press my button. There it is. Sir Kenny Carney. VisualBasic.net. And I've got an A. Wow. Let me put in some other score. And let me see if I got 30. No, it was 20. See if I get a different score. A G. I've got D this time. And I might have 1. And I've got an E. There we go. That is the property. I'll let you have a look at it again. Here, property. Right, that is it for properties. I think we'll do inheritance in the next lesson, or we might move on entirely. In any case, I will see you in the next video.